So we have to make only one choice in our life. No matter what happens in the world, you have to make only one choice. That let me remain in association of devotees. That's all. Nothing else is required. Everything else will follow. Yes, Prasad Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Uh, Yesterday we discussed about previous birth of Karna. He was the demon named Shastra Kavach, and then Lord incarnated with Arjuna as a uh,
Narayana.
Narnarayan Rishi, and then they almost killed him, but Surya Dev protected him, and one Kavach was left. Then he took birth as a Karna, then as a in incarnation as or uh, self as a self Krishna, and Arjuna came and then killed him. And about Shalya, uh, he was a uncle of Nakul and Sahadev, and how he joined the party of Duryodhana instead of Pandavas. Then that pastime was discussed, and about Jayadratha, uh, Duryodhana's sister's husband. That little bit we discussed. And you made a point one. Acharya always gives positive meaning to unkind words or abusive words or spoken by demons or non-devotees.
Yeah.
Then uh, you
That is
told
called as
about
Saraswat Artha. That is called as Saraswat Artha. Saraswat Artha means Mother Saraswati only changes. Mother
Mhm.
Saraswati twists their tongue that it will come to be good meaning. Okay.
Yes, and we are discussed about how Agnidev gave Gandiva Dhanush to Arjuna, and that past time we discussed. And you told about names like Rishikesh, Dhananjaya, Prabodhara, and Achyuta, their meanings, etc.
Jai Jai. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you for recollecting so nicely. Yeah. Yes, Vaibhav Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, we also means focus on the means Pandava is already victorious because means from the doubt the O mostly focus on the victorious and why because the Krishna in Arjuna's army and means he blow the shanka means the transcendental sound.
Yeah.
Yes, Guru.
So
Hmm.
Shankha, transcendental conch shell. Hello. All other conch
Hmm.
shell were not discussed as transcendental. Only Arjuna, Krishna's conch shell was discussed as Arjuna's that transcendental conch shell. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Mayapur was devotee. Anyone?
Guruji, we also discussed that being Hanuman being on the side on the flag of Arjuna, so they are already victorious. And Hanuman didn't participated in the war directly, but उनके दहाड़ने से he killed most of the many opposite party.
Yeah. So Prabhupada writes the purport mein that Hanumanji was on the side of Ram. Goddess of fortune is also out on the side of Ram. And goddess of fortune is always anyway victory only. So he said anyone who tries to unite Sita with Ram, so he said he is going to be victorious only. So the victory was already there for Arjuna. Okay. Then there we also discussed some internal dialogue. Yes, someone said Sagar bro. Who said? I think you are muted. Hmm?
Yeah, Pradeep, my points are already shared.
Okay. So we discussed one internal dialogue. Krishna is telling, okay, so today to begin, Krishna is telling Arjuna is telling to Krishna, please take my chariot, Ratham Sthapitam Achyuta. He's telling, please take my chariot between the two armies. Then Krishna is asking him, why you want me to take the chariot? He said, I want to see who all have come. So he said, but why you want to see? No, I want to see who all are going to die. So then Krishna said, but if you go there, there are chances that you will make friendship with them because they are all your blood relatives only. So he said, no, they are anyway decided. They are convinced they will die only now. But then, so you see, Here comes one special point. Arjuna is looking for a pratyaksha experience, pratyaksha praman. Like praman, there are three kinds of praman: pratyaksha, anuman, and shabda praman. We all know very nicely about this. So, but Arjuna wanted to have a pratyaksha anubhav of what all things are there, and then he wanted to take decision. But Krishna is there to provide him Shabda already. He's there to give him Shabda that, oh, what is going to happen, what not. But Arjuna wanted that experience. So Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, he makes one point that Pratyaksha Pratyaksha Praman is not that it is always wrong. But if Pratyaksha is not substantiated with Shabda, then it can lead to illusion. It can lead to illusion. One of the reasons for Arjuna getting bewildered is also because he was little more worried about Pratyaksha. He wanted to have Pratyaksha Praman. So now you may say ki Prabhu, but Pratyaksha is also Praman, na? Pratyaksha is very important also. Like suppose I see something, isn't it a Praman? Like I saw, suppose there was a fire in the kitchen. Now you say Shabda is important, but I said no, there was a fire in the kitchen. I heard like that. So Pratyaksha is important also. And sometimes Shabda may also create a problem. Na? Like I heard from someone. Suppose there was a fire in the kitchen in my, some particular voice. Now I heard, then I may create another rumor because I personally did not see it. So then now which Praman is better? Pratyaksha is better or Shabda is better? So generally, Shabda means what? Shabda means some message which is coming from an authorized source. It is not that ki Shabda means only anyone who speaks and will listen. Anyone who is Shabda Praman. So Shabda Praman means anything which is coming from authorized source. And when we believe it, then it is then if we I think Abhinandan, some echo is coming. You
Yes,
can.
sir.
So if we believe it, it becomes very easy. So illusion comes when we are too much hankering for pratyaksha, pratyaksha, pratyaksha. That's why before experiencing pratyaksha, we have to get substantiated with, we have to back up with ourselves with shabda. Hear shabda, then go for pratyaksha, and then you will realize what is said in shabda and pratyaksha becomes proper. So basically, we are discussing from first chapter. So I thought to show you a little breakdown also so that you understand where we are going. So basically, this first chapter of Gita is majorly divided into two parts. There are two parts of the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. First part is observing the armies. That is called as Sainya Nirdeshan. And another part of this entire first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is Arjun Vishada Yoga. So both the names are there. Arjun Vishad. So first part is Arjuna is observing the armies, and second part of this Gita is first chapter is Arjuna is having Vishad. Arjuna is going to lament. So maybe I'll share the screen. You can just have a what all how the chapter goes, the breakdown of the chapter. You are able to see the screen, bro?
Yes, yes.
Is it small or little? Shall I make it little more big? Okay, fine. So breakdown of the chapter. So 1.1 to 1.27 basically it's a introduction only going. पूरा story. That's why the first chapter is a little easy to understand. महाभारत का story आता है पूरा. कौन क्या है, क्या चल रहा है. So 1.1 to 1.27 is an introduction, and it is divided into three parts again. Preparation for the war. What all preparations are going? The first 10 verses, first 11 verses discuss that. Then how there are signs of victory for the Pandavas. So around 9 verses, 1.12 to 1.20, they have signs of victory. That how there was already signs of victory. Then 1.21 to 1.27, Krishna, how is Bhakta Vatsal? So we discuss certain verses, Rishikesha, then Madhusudana, and how Krishna is so Bhakta Vatsal that he's carrying the chariot of Arjuna between the armies. He's becoming the order carriers of Arjun. And now, bewilderment. Section 2 of this chapter is that Arjuna is going to get bewildered, and Arjuna is going to give 5 reasons why not to fight. So first 4 reasons come in this chapter, and fifth reason will come in the second chapter. So 5 reasons are given by Arjuna that he does not want to fight the battle. So today I think our discussion will start from here, that how Arjuna is going to get bewildered now because he looked for Pratyaksha, he got illusion now, and he is going to get overwhelmed with material bodily compassion. So he said he felt compassion. One reason is compassion. He's feeling compassion, enjoyment, fear of sinful reactions, destruction of family traditions, and indecision. So these are the five reasons which Arjuna gives. Maybe we'll discuss one by one later when this verses come. So five reasons which Arjuna gives not to fight, and with this the almost chapter ends. And one more reason he will give in the next chapter, and like that it goes. So this is the first chapter, basically divided into two parts. Okay. So yesterday we ended at which verse, Prabhu? Anyone knows which shloka we ended yesterday?
23 done, Prabhuji.
23 done. Okay, so we'll begin from 24. Hmm? Okay. So Sanjaya Uvacha Evam Yukta Rishikesho Gudakeshen Bharata Senayorubhayormadhe Sthapitva Ratha Uttamam Bhishmadrona Pramukhata Sarvesham Cha Mahekshita Uvacha Partha Pashetans Mavetan Kuruniti. So this is Sanjay Uvacha. What did Krishna do after being instructed by Arjuna? So this verse is telling what did Krishna do after being instructed by Arjuna? Yes, Prabhu, please read.
Sanjay said, O descendant of Bharata, having thus been addressed by Arjuna, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of armies of both parties. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, Just behold, Partha, all the Kurus assembled here.
Yeah, so Krishna simply became order carrier. Or Krishna becomes simply order carrier of his devotee, and that is his greatest pleasure. So we know a similar Bhaktir Jitatvam, that in Damodar Ashtakam we say na, that Krishna is conquered by the love of his devotees. In Damodar Lila, Yashoda Mata, we see so many pastimes. So sometimes once Prabhupada was being asked, Prabhupada, do you want to become God? So Prabhupada said, no, I want to become greater than God. Our movement is to become bigger than God. Then some people were surprised. How can someone become bigger than God? So he said, we can become bigger than God by becoming devotees of the Lord. Because Lord is always busy becoming servant of his devotees. So he said, we want to become bigger than Lord. If you see, Krishna is carrying the sandals of Vasudev. Krishna is being obedient child of Vasudev, Yashoda Mata, obedient naughty child of Yashoda. He dances on the tune of the gopis. So he said, because of their love, they have conquered. So here we find Arjuna also. He was conquered. Arjuna conquered the heart of Lord in the Sakhya Rasa. And that's why Krishna agreed to become his chariot driver. So, okay, please read this, bro. Continue.
In this verse, Arjuna is referred to as Gudakesha. Gudaka means sleep, and one who conquers sleep is called Gudakesha. Sleep also means ignorance. So Arjuna conquered both sleep and ignorance because of his friendship with Krishna. As a great devotee of Krishna, he could not forget Krishna even for a moment because that is the nature of a devotee. Either in walking or in sleep, a devotee of the Lord can never be free from thinking of Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Thus, a devotee of Krishna can conquer both sleep and ignorance simply by thinking of Krishna constantly. This is called Krishna consciousness or Samadhi. As Rishikesha or the director of the senses and mind of every living entity, Krishna could understand Arjuna's purpose in placing the chariot in the midst of armies. Thus, he did so and spoke as follows. As the supersoul of all living entities, Lord Krishna could understand what was going on in the mind of Arjuna. The use of word Rishikesha in this connection indicates that he knew everything. And the word Partha, meaning the son of Pritha or Kunti, is also similarly significant in reference to Arjuna. As a friend, he wanted to inform Arjuna that because Arjuna was the son of Pritha, the sister of his own father, Vasudev, he agreed to the charioteer of Arjuna. Now, what did Krishna mean when he told Arjuna to behold the Kurus? Did Arjuna want to stop there and not fight? Krishna never expected such things from the son of his aunt Pritha. The mind of Arjuna was thus predicted by Lord in friendly joking. The Lord Rishikesha, though himself the control of everyone's senses, was thus ordered by Arjuna, controlled just by his words. See how the Lord is controlled by prema. This is implication of calling the Lord Rishikesha.
Okay.
Here
So
is a
one who controls everyone's senses. Can you imagine all living entities in the world, every one of us, every small creature is being controlled on the directions of Lord. Everyone's senses are working. So unless senses may desire some sort of sense gratification or senses may desire anything, that's the facility to enjoy is there only when Lord approves it. Such a big controller ना, इतना बड़ा controller जो सबको even चींटी की desires को control करता है, सबको control करता है. So he said, such a big controller is being controlled by the words of his devotee. That this is called as prema of Lord. Generally, when we become a very big controller, we have a great ego that how many people are following me, and just I speak one word and lakhs of people want to follow. But we see Lord has no false ego like this, and this is called as Rishikesha. So every word which is being used here, Krishna is being used as Rishikesha. The word used for Arjuna is Gudakesha. Gudakesha. So there are multiple meanings of word Gudakesha. So one of the very prominent meaning which Gudakesha meaning is there, as Prabhupada says, Gudakesha means one who has conquered sleep. There is one disciple of Gopal Krishna Maharaj, you know Gudakesh Prabhu. So Gudakesh Prabhu, he was given this name because he actually has conquered the sleep. Prabhuji only sleeps some 2 or 3 hours every day, max to max, 2 or 3 hours just to give rest to the body. And every day he chants 128 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And then also handles little bit of business and he has a huge preaching programs also. Now you may say, how is it possible, Prabhu, to chant 128 rounds of Mahamantra? That is because he has conquered the sleep. So all of you know that why Arjuna was referred to, okay, who can tell me why Arjuna is referred here as Udakesha? How he conquered the sleep? Why he is referred as Udakesha? Who knows the pastime?
True.
Yes.
That pastime of when that it was dark in night and Bhima was feeling hungry, and one day he saw that Bhima, regardless of light, he was able to fetch the laddu and can put in the mouth. So he got inspiration from that. That if Bhima can do such activities, so why I can't? So he also similarly then practice in the night hours as well. In the day he used to practice, but again in night also he started practicing arrows, bro.
Yeah. So all of us have experienced. Sometimes power cut happens or whatever happens, but prasadam we can take. We are so confident that the prasadam will never go into the nose or prasadam will never go to the eyes. That much expertise we have come. Even by closing the eyes also, prasadam will exactly go in the mouth. क्या परफेक्शन आ गया है ना, कितना परफेक्शन, इधर उधर नहीं जाता है, एग्जैक्टली मुंह में जाता है. दैट मीन्स दिस इज द कॉल्ड एज एक्सपर्टीज. So Arjuna thought, if I can do this much, why can't I exactly by practice? So Arjuna used to practice even at the night. He never used to sleep. Arjuna during his Gurukul training days, he practiced even at the night. So you know the pastime, Arjuna was so expert. Dronacharya had his son named Ashwatthama, and Dronacharya had his son Ashwatthama, but Dronacharya had little affection for his son, and Dronacharya wanted Ashwatthama to become better than Arjun. So what he used to do that on the secret hours, होता है ना कुछ secret tips, he used to give only to Ashwatthama. Secret tips. बाकी लोगों को बड़ा होमवर्क पे भेज देंगे और सीक्रेट टिप्स. लेकिन अर्जुना इतने एक्सपर्ट थे कि वो एक सीक्रेट एक भी चांस मिस नहीं करते थे लेक्चर लेने का, कोई भी लेक्चर मिस नहीं करते थे. तो एक बार द्रोणाचार्य को लगा कि अरे नहीं, मुझे कुछ सीक्रेट चीजें ना केवल मेरे पुत्र को सिखाना है मुझे। तो उन्होंने क्या किया, सबको एक असाइनमेंट असाइनमेंट बाकी सब पांडवस को असाइनमेंट पे भेजा। क्या पांडवस को असाइनमेंट भेजा, कि जाओ नदी के पास जाओ और पानी भर के लाओ। तो सब लोग नदी में और छोटा सा बर्तन दिया, पूरा इतना छोटा सा बर्तन दिया, बोले पूरा पानी भरना है, इतना बड़ा ड्रम। तो अभी सब लोग गए, बेचारों को टाइम लग रहा है। और उन्होंने सोचा कि चलो अभी अश्वत्थामा को मैं सीक्रेट बताऊंगा। लेकिन अर्जुन जब 1 मिनट के अंदर आ गए, यार इतना फास्ट कैसे आए। नहीं नहीं नहीं, मुझे मिस नहीं करना, अननेसरी क्यों वेस्ट करूं, आपने सब सिखाया है। अर्जुन ने कुछ नहीं किया, अर्जुन ने निकाला बाण गंगा। अर्जुन ने निकाला एक बाण, डायरेक्ट अंडरग्राउंड में मारा, वहां से डायरेक्ट पिचकारी होके बकेट के अंदर गिरा, पानी भर गया। तो Arjuna was so expert in matter of archery and all. So here we know Gudakesha. The word Gudakesha is coming. So Prabhupada is giving one simple formula how to overcome sleep. Sleep, because sleep means ignorance, and ignorance means somebody sleeping, so he's considered as good as dead. So Prabhupada recommends one should not sleep more than 6 to 7 hours, or what are 6 hours Prabhupada recommends. So how to overcome sleep? By constant remembrance of Krishna. So somebody who has constant desire to remember Krishna, then he can overcome this sleep. Now, Acharyas, Baldev Vidyabhushan and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, they give one very another meaning of Agudakesha also, which you might not have heard ever before. So, very beautiful meaning of Gudakesha. Yes, Prabhu, please read another meaning of Gudakesha.
Here is the significance of word Gudakesha. Akesha means Vishnu, Brahma, Vishnu A, Brahma Ka, and Shiva Isha. Gudakesha means Arjuna who gives them Akesha, the experience of sweetness of Lord's affection, just as sugar, Guda, give the experience of sweetness. Literally, the word would mean he who is the sugar of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva.
So he's told us Arjuna gives pleasure even to Brahma, Vishnu, and
Shiva.
Arjuna gives pleasure to Arjun, Brahma, and Shiva. Does anyone know any pastime? Arjuna giving pleasure to Vishnu?
True that pastime when the child was abducted by Lord Vishnu, he went to take the darshan of.
Yeah. That also is there. So Vishnu here refers to Krishna also. That he refers to gives pleasure to Vishnu. Shiva also he worshipped, and Shiva also gave him many benedictions. So we find one who gives pleasure to Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, because he's devotee of Lord. Even these three people also become very happy with him. So as such, everyone will become like this Akesha, because if you are worshipping Krishna, then Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva are automatically very happy with us. So another meaning of word Gudakesha is good means sugar. Sugar, na? Good means sugar, jaggery. Akesha. So he said he's like sugar from Vishnu, Brahma, and Mahesh. So this is being explained here. Okay, next. तत्र पश्यात् स्थितं पार्थ पितृम् अथ पितामहान् आचार्यान् मातुलान् भ्रातॄन् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सखीं सता स्वसुरन् सुहृदश्चैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि. So now we find there is a Christmas time going on, and whenever Diwali time or Christmas time is happening, we see everyone is very eager and excited to go for a family get together. So all of us like to go family get together. Immediate thing which a devotee does or anyone does as soon as exam gets over, immediate thought comes in mind is to rush back home, back to our house, right? That is the desire. So even to this extent, students are already very eager. What is and how many of your parents have already planned? You have planned in mind when is your next visit to your house? Already you feel that your little plan is there, कि माइंड में थोड़ा प्लान है कि नेक्स्ट विजिट टू हाउस कब है, बन गया है ना। तो प्रभु मैं भी अभी ना अगली बार इसमें होली के समय आऊँगा। अब माइंड में तो बन गया है, अभी ना मैं वैकेशंस में आऊँगा। सो यू सी everyone is very eager to go for a family get together, and family get together is a very joyous occasion. So on the battle of Kurukshetra, now there is a family get together happening, and this family get together is a special family get together. Why? You know why? So generally in Kali Yuga, the get together generally is with mother father only, but some very few people have joint family. And max to max, how many generations are there? Okay, mother father is there, max to max एक grandfather है, right? grandfather है. और लेकिन ये जो गेट टुगेदर है बहुत खाता स्पेशल गेट टुगेदर है, पता है क्यों? यहाँ पे केवल माता पिता नहीं है, माता पिता दादा परदादा इतने लोग हैं, और नीचे भी पोता पोती और उनके बच्चे, 5 जनरेशन का गेट टुगेदर है प्रभु, ये 5 जनरेशन का गेट टुगेदर. मैक्स टू मैक्स हमारा 3 जनरेशन का या हो सकता है गेट टुगेदर, ये 5 जनरेशन का गेट टुगेदर है. लेकिन ये वेरी जॉयस ओकेजन नहीं है. क्यों नहीं है जॉयस ओकेजन? क्योंकि ये पूरा जो गेट टुगेदर है ये खून खराबा करने के लिए होने वाला है, पूरा खून खराबा होने वाला है. तो सुन के ही डर लगता है. आप में से कितने लोगों ने नेपाल के राजा का स्टोरी सुना है, दीपेंद्र का? दीपेंद्र राजा, ओके, नेपाल का स्टोरी सुना है आपने से? ओके, दीपेंद्र राजा नाम का बहुत फेमस राजा था. हाँ, सो दीपेंद्र नाम का एक राजा, एक प्रिंस था, यंग प्रिंस था, उसका एज मुझे याद नहीं, बहुत यंग होगा. तो नेपाल का ये 2001 की घटना है, 2001 की घटना है, ज़्यादा भी समय पुराना नहीं है. आप में से काफ़ी लोग बर्थ तो ऑलरेडी ले लिए होंगे 2001 में, नहीं लिए होंगे तो ठीक है, 2001. सो 2001 में नेपाल के राजा था, वहाँ पे राजा का गवर्नमेंट था नेपाल में. और उस समय क्या हुआ था कि दीपेंद्र और उनकी माँ का नाम ऐश्वर्या और उनके पिताजी का नाम भी कुछ तो था, मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा, बहुत फेमस राजा रानी लोग थे ये लोग. पूरा उनका एकदम खानदानी, मतलब राज दरबार का खानदान था पूरा उनका, एकदम ऐसा. लेकिन ये दीपेंद्र का प्रॉब्लम क्या हो गया? दीपेंद्र का प्रॉब्लम हो गया, वो एक किसी लड़की के पीछे पागल हो गया इंग्लैंड में. लेकिन वो भी नेपाल की ही थी, लेकिन इंग्लैंड में थी. इसी लड़की के पीछे पागल हो गया वो पागल हो गया देवयानी के पीछे. क्या नाम भी है ना, कितने अच्छे अच्छे नाम है, देवयानी. देवयानी माता जी के पीछे वो पागल हो गया. अभी इतना लस्ट के पीछे पागल हो गया वो दीपेंद्र राजा. आ, तो उससे कंट्रोल नहीं होता था, दारू पीता था, बहुत कुछ पीता था. तो उसने उसको प्रपोज किया, देवयानी को, कि शादी करेंगे. तो देवयानी बोली एक ही कंडीशन पे मैं शादी कर सकती हूँ तुमसे. वो क्या पता है? देवयानी बोली कि मुझे रानी बनना है, खत्म. मुझे नेक्स्ट रानी बनना है नेपाल का. बोले नहीं, मेरी मदर रानी है, तुमको कैसे बनाऊंगी अभी मैं तुमको? बोले नहीं, बस उतना ही चाहिए मुझे. तो ये पागल हो गया, इतना दारू पी पी के आया. तो एक दिन वो जब घर पे आया दीपेंद्र, तो सब लोग, उनका बहुत बड़ा फैमिली गेट टुगेदर था. वो इतना स्पेशल फैमिली गेट टुगेदर कि पूरी जनरेशन, दादाजी पिताजी मामा पोता पोती सब लोग आए थे. बहुत बड़ा जनरेशन था, फैमिली आए थे गेट टुगेदर के लिए. और ये दारू पी के आया, आउट ऑफ लस्ट, आउट ऑफ लस्ट दे केम ही केम and he slaughtered and murdered everyone in the family, including his mother, father, mummy, grandfather. Everyone was killed. And later he also attempted to commit suicide, बट बच गया वो सुसाइड कर ही नहीं पाया. लेकिन वो कोमा में चला गया, ब्रेन डेड हो गया, उसका ब्रेन डेड हो गया. और बाद में वो 3 दिन का राजा बना बेसिकली. दीपेंद्र बिकेम राजा फॉर 3 days इन कोमा स्टेट, बिकॉज नेक्स्ट राजा बनाना पड़ा ना, कोई तो चाहिए. बाद में चला गया. सो यू सी, दिस इज लाइक जेनोसाइड. जेनोसाइड बोलते हैं ना उसको, फैमिली का जेनोसाइड बोलते हैं. तो यहाँ पर अर्जुन जो देख रहे हैं, अर्जुन देख रहे हैं मेरे मामा आए, अर्जुन देख रहे हैं मेरे पिताजी आए, मेरे पोते पोते फ्रेंड सब लोग आए हैं. और लेकिन इसका पर्पस जो है फैमिली गेट टुगेदर, इसका पर्पस बहुत डेंजर है. तो यहाँ पे लिखा है कौन कौन आया है. तत्र पश्चात सितम पार्थ, पितृन आए हैं, पितामह आए मतलब पिता आए हैं, ग्रैंडफादर आए हैं, आचार्य, आचार्य मतलब कृपाचार्य आए, द्रोणाचार्य आए, मातुलान, मातुलान का मतलब होता है मामा. अभी अर्जुन के मामा कौन थे, किसको पता है? मातुलान अर्जुन के मामा कौन है? तो अर्जुन के मामा यहाँ पे शकुनी को रेफर किया गया है. तो वो जो है सौतेली माँ के पिताजी है ना, सौतेली माँ के ब्रदर, उसको भी मातुलान बोला गया है. तो फ्रेंड्स आए हैं, फ्रेंड्स आए हैं, सासू आए, सब सब मतलब सब लोग आए हैं यहाँ पर. इन्होंने अर्जुन ने देखा. यस ब्रो, प्लीज क्विकली रीड समवन गेट रेड. वेयर इज
There,
दैट?
Arjuna could see within the midst of the armies of both parties his fathers, grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his fathers in law and well wishers.
Yeah. So can you imagine? All have come together. Generally, so many relatives will come, then it will be festival time. But here all have come together to murder each other. क्या इमोशंस होंगे अर्जुन का, खतरनाक इमोशंस हुआ होगा अर्जुन के प्रति, मतलब यहाँ पे सबका मर्डर किया जाने वाला है. तो दिस इज लाइक डेंजर एकदम. Yes, bro. Quickly, just read one first paragraph.
On the battlefield, Arjuna could see all kinds of relatives. He could see persons like Bhurishrava, who were his father's contemporaries, grandfathers Bhishma and Somadatta, teachers like Dronacharya and Kripacharya, maternal uncles like Shailya and Shakuni, brothers like Duryodhana, sons like Lakshman, friends like Ashwatthama, well-wishers like Kritavarma, etc. He could see also the armies which contained many of his friends.
Yeah. So Ashwatthama is also considered to be friend of Arjuna. They are all equals. Kritavarma is also equal of Arjun. Duryodhana is equal of Arjun. Ashwatthama is equal of Arjun. So many brothers and so many people have come, but the only problem is purpose is something very very dangerous. So some little hist, something, some basic huge mentions. Lakshmana is a son of Duryodhan. Shalya was brother of Madri, the wife of Pandu. तो पांडु की जो वाइफ थी मादरी, जो बाद में सती हो गई, उनके भाई का नाम था शाल्य, इसलिए वो नकुल सहदेव के अंकल होते हैं. शकुनी was brother of Gandhari, the wife of Dhritarashtra. This is just a little more information about the characters. And this is about Jayadratha, who had a benediction कि जो भी उसका सिर जो है जमीन पे जाएगा, उसके फादर को बेनेडिक्शन था, वो मर जाएगा. Now the bewilderment is going to happen for Arjun. Turning bewilderment. तान् समीक्षा स कौन्तेय सर्वान् बन्धूनवस्थितान् कृपया परयाविष्टो विषिदानिदम् अब्रवीत्. Yes, Karthik bro, continue.
When the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus.
Okay. So he's getting so Prabhupada is writing in the purport here that, okay, quickly read the purport. Prabhupada is taking the positive point of Arjuna. This is Prabhupada's purport only, no? Yeah, Prabhupada.
Yes.
So please read this one.
Any man who has genuine devotion to the Lord has all the good qualities which are found in godly persons or in the demigods. Whereas the non-devotee, however advanced he may be in material qualifications by education and culture, lacks in godly qualities. As such, Arjuna, just after seeing his kinsmen, friends, and relatives on the battlefield, was at once overwhelmed by compassion for them who had so decided to fight amongst themselves. As far as his soldiers were concerned, he was sympathetic from the beginning, but he felt compassion even for the soldiers of the opposite party, foreseeing their imminent death. And while he was so thinking, the limbs of his body began to quiver, and his mouth became dry. He was more or less astonished to see their fighting spirit. Practically, the whole community, all blood relatives of Arjuna, had come to fight with him. This overwhelmed a kind devotee like Arjuna. Although it is not mentioned here, still one can easily imagine that not only were Arjuna's bodily limbs quivering and his mouth drying up, but he was also crying out of compassion. Such symptoms in Arjuna were not due to weakness, but due to his soft heartedness, a characteristic of a pure devotee of the Lord. It is said, therefore, यस्या सिति भक्तिर भगवते अकिंचन सर्वेर गुणास तत्र समस्त सुरा हरावेर अभक्त कुटो महाद गुना मनोरथेन सति धावतो भैया. One who has unflinching devotion for the personality of Godhead has all the good qualities of the demigods. But one who is not a devotee of the Lord has only material qualifications that are of little value. This is because he is hovering on the on the mental plane, and is certain to be attracted by the glaring material energy.
Yeah, it's a very famous shloka. So we should not think that Arjuna is getting bewildered here. Arjuna is having any problem. Arjuna is having a soft-heartedness. But to teach us all these lessons, he is acting in this manner of a material compassion. And actually, Prabhupada will even mention, Acharyas will mention that this soft-heartedness, this gentleness, this non-violent nature is a basic step to understand Atma Vidya. Such a person only becomes qualified to understand body and soul difference. One who is non-violent, one who is sober, one who is gentlemanly, like Arjuna. So here we find Arjuna is experiencing his gentlemanliness, that he is worried actually. And then he becomes in second chapter, Krishna starts telling him about Atma Vidya. That what is Atma, what is Sharir. So person who is not non-violent, he'll never be able to understand only body, soul, and all those differences. So the devotee of Lord has all the good qualities, and he doesn't have to specially endeavor for it. Simply by rendering devotion to Lord, all good qualities, even of demigods, will quickly come to such person. So now, I'll just like to tell you something about what is happening with Arjuna actually. So now Arjuna is going to lament. Arjuna Vishada Yoga is going to begin now. That Arjuna is going to get bewildered and going to get confused and is going to lament. Hmm? So, like you see, sometimes it happens that wife wife is serving husband. Let's say wife is serving husband, or wife is let's say wife is having a bhoga plate and is having a big bhoga plate, and immediately bhoga plate is he's preparing so that he can offer to the Lord, and then he will serve the husband. Hmm. Huge bhoga plate is there. Now suddenly she comes across some news. She comes across news that your husband got heart attack or your husband died. What will be the reaction of wife? What will happen? What do you feel? What is going to happen? Husband, wife gets a news, sudden news that husband
प्लेट
has
गिर
got.
जाएगा, प्लेट गिर जाएगा प्रभु जी हाथ में से.
सबसे पहला प्लेट गिरेगा और क्या होगा?
She will have emotions flowing all over.
हाँ, इमोशंस, रोएंगी, छाती पर पछपेटेगी, रोएगी, ये होगा वो होगा, है ना, इमोशंस आने वाले हैं सब. So you see, emotions have ability to produce physical effects. Emotions can produce physical changes on your body. So the kind of emotion you are going through, it can produce about physical transformation on the body. Like Arjuna is telling, ये सोच के मेरा मुंह सूख गया है और ये सूख के मेरा रोमांच हो रहा है, थर थर कांप रहा है. जैसे हमारे ड्यूटी का भी कभी कभी रोमांच होता है, ठंडी के सीजन में होता है, बाल एकदम परपेंडिकुलर बन जाते हैं सारे बॉडी के बाल. तो दो रीजन से होते हैं, एक तो बहुत डर लगता है तब होता है, या तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है तभी भी होता है. तो यहाँ पे अर्जुन का जो फीलिंग है, दैट इज अर्जुना's फीलिंग इज मेनली बिकॉज ऑफ ही इज फीलिंग सो, मतलब ही इज वरीड अबाउट ऑल दिस. सो सबसे पहले क्या होगा? प्लेट गिर जाएगा. तो प्लेट तो अर्जुन भी बोलेगा मेरा गांडीव गिर रहा है, मेरा गांडीवा गिरने वाला है. तो एक्चुअल में आपको पता है ये गांडीव गिरना मजाक बात नहीं है. तो इट इज सेड जनरली वुमेन का इमोशंस ज्यादा होता है. वुमेन जो लोग हैं बहुत थोड़ा भी कुछ हो जाए तो एकदम रोने लग जाते हैं. मेल्स इतना नहीं रोते, मेल्स जनरली रैशनल होते हैं, उनका सहन शक्ति थोड़ा ज़्यादा होता है. तो मतलब वो इतना इजीली ऐसा रोना, इमोशंस या खुश भी नहीं होते ज़्यादा. कोई एकदम किसी ने बोला प्रभु जी आपका प्लेसमेंट हो गया, हाँ वाह ऐसा है, माँ प्रभु जी हाँ हो गया ठीक है अच्छी बात है कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. जनरली आदमी को इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ता है मतलब, लेकिन माताओं लोगों को इमोशंस बहुत स्ट्रांग होते हैं. लेकिन आप सोचो उसमें भी क्षत्रिय है अर्जुन. अर्जुन जो क्षत्रिय है उसमें भी, तो उनको हमको अगर मुझे याद है कि मैं एक बार डिवोटी को एडमिट करने लेके गया था हॉस्पिटल में. एक डिवोटी बीमार पड़े थे, तो उनको मैं हॉस्पिटल में थोड़ा ट्रीटमेंट के लिए बीजे मेडिकल हॉस्पिटल लेके गया. अभी मैं उनको लेके गया क्यों? क्योंकि बीचे बीमार है, तो मैं उनको मदद करने की भावना से गया था. और क्या हुआ पता है? तो बीजे मेडिकल में मैं उसको लेके गया डिवोटी को, तो उनका थोड़ा बहुत ऑपरेशन किया जो भी है, ड्रेसिंग किया, स्टिचिंग किया. और जब मुझे वापस बाहर आना था तो क्या हुआ पता है? मुझे वो जनरल वार्ड से उन्होंने बाहर निकाला. मतलब एंट्री तो था, जनरल वार्ड से निकाला बाहर. और जब जनरल वार्ड से बाहर निकाला उन्होंने मुझे, मैं पहली बार देखा जनरल वार्ड क्या होता है. मतलब प्राइवेट वार्ड में तो सब एकदम 5 स्टार रेस्टोरेंट की तरह दिखता है, लेकिन ये जनरल वार्ड वो भी गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल का. उसमें मैं देखा किसी का सर फूटा है प्रभु, सर फूटा हुआ है. मैंने आज तक कभी फूटा सर देखा नहीं किसी का. किसी का पैर टूटा है, किसी की आंखें निकली हुई है, किसी का ऐसा. ये देख के मतलब रियली मुझे चक्कर आया. टू द एक्सटेंट मैं उस डिवोटी को एडमिट लेके गया था उसको मदद करने के लिए, मुझे चक्कर आया. मुझे उन्होंने उधर बाजू के डॉक्टर के वार्ड में डाला और उन्होंने मुझे मतलब ग्लूकोज पिलाया, थोड़ा पानी डाला, फिर हो गया ठीक. आई वॉज थिंकिंग बाप रे, रियली मतलब सच शॉकिंग एक्सपीरियंस. किसी का सिर फूटा हुआ सिर देखना क्या होता है, अंदर ब्रेन दिख रहा है पूरा, हार्ट दिख रहा है पूरा, सच अ डर्टी थिंग. बुरा दिख रहा था, तो इट वॉज अ वेरी बिग इफेक्ट. सो सिमिलरली यू सी हियर, अर्जुन जो है उसका गांडीव गिर रहा है. अभी अर्जुन के लिए बहुत बड़ा बात है, क्षत्रिय है वो, क्षत्रिय के लिए इट्स नॉट अ स्मॉल थिंग. उसको मतलब काटना पीटना खून देखना, इससे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता. तो सोचो क्या प्रकार का इंटेंस इमोशन रहा होगा अर्जुन के लिए. वो एक तो माता जी भी नहीं है वो, एक तो प्रभु जी है, प्रभु जी भी नहीं है, उसमें भी क्षत्रिय है. लेकिन ऐसा व्यक्ति जब बोले कि मेरा गांडीव गिर रहा है और मुझे रोना आ रहा है, तो बहुत बड़ा बात है. उसको तो कितने लोगों को मारा होगा अर्जुन ने आज तक, लेकिन यहाँ पे अर्जुन को बहुत इंटेंस इमोशंस आ रहे हैं. अभी आपको वो स्टोरी पता होगा, गांडीव का स्टोरी. जैसे गांडीव कैसे आया अर्जुन के पास, वो स्टोरी तो आपने सुना है. लेकिन अर्जुन ने जीवन में एक प्रतिज्ञा ली थी. किसको पता है वो स्टोरी? अर्जुन ने एक जीवन में प्रतिज्ञा ली थी, पता है क्या? अगर कोई मुझे बोले कि मेरा गांडीव छोड़ दो, तो वो व्यक्ति को मैं मार दूंगा. खत्म. ये स्टोरी था. कोई मेरा इंसल्ट नहीं कर सकता गांडीव मारने के लिए. मैं सोमकार रू, पता है स्टोरी आपको क्या हुआ था महाभारत में? बताइए. आई
प्रभु
थिंक
जी
आप.
एक्चुअली क्या हुआ था, जब पांडव इंद्रप्रस्थ में थे, तब युधिष्ठिर महाराज और द्रौपदी महारानी एक कमरे में थे। और तब किसी सरपंच ने अटैक किया था, काउस के ऊपर स्टोल किए थे। तो गांडीव और सब जो वेपन्स थे ना पांडवास के, तो उस चेम्बर में थे। तो उस चेम्बर का ऐसा रूल था कि कोई अगर द्रौपदी महारानी किसी के साथ है, तो कोई उस एंटर नहीं कर सकता। तो ऐसा वो लेके गए थे गांडीव।
ओके ओके, ये भी एक स्टोरी है. द मेन स्टोरी, यू नो व्हाट आई एम रेफरिंग, व्हाट आई एम रेफरिंग इज, एक बार क्या हुआ, अर्जुन जो है फाइट करते करते युधिष्ठिर महाराज बीमार पड़ गए. युधिष्ठिर महाराज घायल हो गए. तो युधिष्ठिर महाराज घायल हो गए, तो अर्जुन को टेंशन आने लगा. तो अर्जुन जो है फाइट के बीच में से थोड़ा रुक, टाइम प्लीज लेके चले गए देखने के लिए युधिष्ठिर महाराज को. अभी वो युधिष्ठिर महाराज को देखने गए, युधिष्ठिर महाराज बोले क्या हुआ, क्यों आए तुम? तो वो बोले कि नहीं, तुम बीमार हो गए, थोड़ा देखने के लिए आया मैं. बोले बेवकूफ, ही सेड, क्षत्रिय हो या नहीं हो, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है, फाइट करना चाहिए. तो क्या काम का है तुम्हारा गांडीवा, फेंक दो गांडीव वो को. तो अभी अर्जुन को आता है टेंशन, क्योंकि अर्जुन ने जीवन में प्रतिज्ञा ली है. क्या प्रतिज्ञा ली है? कि अगर जो भी मुझे बोलेगा गांडीव को फेंको, तो मैं उसको मार दूंगा. तो अभी अर्जुन को टेंशन आ रहा है, करूँ क्या मैं? तो कृष्ण भगवान बोले, बाप रे, ये तो कॉम्प्लेक्स हो गया है, अर्जुन की प्रतिज्ञा को भी फुलफिल करना है और युधिष्ठिर महाराज को भी ये करना है. तो उन्होंने क्या बोला पता है? अर्जुन को बोला एक काम करो अर्जुन, तुम बोले युधिष्ठिर महाराज का इंसल्ट कर दो, बोले बिकॉज इंसल्टिंग समवन इज एज गुड एज किलिंग हिम. तो उन्होंने अर्जुन ने फिर इंसल्ट कर दिया, थोड़ी गालियां दे दी, मतलब अर्जुन युधिष्ठिर महाराज को. तो वो बोले चलो मैटर क्लोज हो गया. अभी कृष्णा बोले मार दिया आपने उनको. लेकिन वो बोले अभी दूसरा प्रॉब्लम भी है मेरे पास, मैंने और एक प्रतिज्ञा ली थी. अगर मेरे भाई को कोई इंसल्ट करे और मैं अगर वो सुनूं, तो मैं सुसाइड कर दूंगा. तो अभी अर्जुन को प्रॉब्लम, अभी कृष्णा को प्रॉब्लम आया, अरे यार ये तो बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स मैटर है कि सुसाइड, इधर पहले बचाने का ट्राई किया, अभी बोलते सुसाइड करूंगा. तो बोले एक काम करो, अपने आप का गुणगान कर दो, बोले अपने आप का चढ़ा बढ़ा के बोलो, क्योंकि खुद का गुणगान करना एक सुसाइड करने समान है. तो कृष्णा बोले अर्जुन को, तुम तुम्हारा बढ़ावा करो, बोले मैं कितना महान योद्धा हूँ, मैं क्या हूँ, मैं ये हूँ वो मैं हूँ. फिर अर्जुन ने अपना 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 गुणगान किया. बोले ठीक है, तुम मर ही गए, अभी तुम्हारा वैसे भी कुछ काम का नहीं है, तुम वैसे ही सुसाइड हो गया. तो सोचो क्या कॉम्प्लेक्स टास्क था कृष्णा का ना, पूरा महाभारत में सबको बचाना, सबके इमोशंस को बचाना, सच अ खतरनाक टास्क कृष्णा हैड टू डू. So now in this verse you see what is happening, कि Arjuna is getting bewildered, and for Kshatriya to get bewildered and cry that मेरा गांडीव नीचे गिर रहा है, very very rare. तो ये गांडीव का स्टोरी बताया आपको मैंने पहले. Yes bro, quickly read.
Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying. My whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on end, my bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning."
So understood, such a intense emotions Arjuna is going through. So Prabhupada is, Acharya is writing that such phenomena can only occur when there is a great ecstasy or great fear. Hmm? Okay, next one. न च शक्नोमि अवस्थातुं ब्रह्मैत्वा च मे मन निमित्तानि च पश्यानि विपरीतानि केशव. So Arjun is telling here, oh Arjun, Krishna, I am seeing viparit result of this entire fight. I thought this fight will do dharma yuddha, and I see, oh, this is dharma yuddha, so we have to fight and it will establish dharma. But I do viparitani. विपरीतानी मतलब मैं इसका विपरीत फल देख रहा हूँ. क्या फायदा होने वाला है हमको फाइट फाइट करके? He said, this is only going to create misfortune. Yes, bro.
I am now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself, and my mind is reeling. I see only causes of misfortune. O Krishna, killer of the Keshi demon.
हम्म. तो यहाँ पे कृष्णा कहते हैं, यहाँ पे किलर ऑफ केशी, यहाँ पे केशव लिखा है ना, तो यहाँ पे केशव का मतलब क्या होता है? किलर ऑफ केशी. केशव का दूसरा मतलब होता है वन हु हैज वेरी ब्यूटीफुल हेयर्स, दैट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज केशव. सो अर्जुन जो है केशव वर्ड यूज कर रहे हैं, तो अर्जुन याद दिला रहे हैं हम आगे जाके मधुसूदन भी यूज करेंगे वर्ड, तो और केशव भी यूज करेंगे. क्यों ऐसा करते हैं? अर्जुन रिमाइंड करना चाहते हैं, ओ कृष्णा तुम हो मधुसूदन, तुम डिमंस को मारते हो, तुम संदीपनी सूदन हो क्या? तुम संदीपनी सूदन नहीं हो. तुम अपने मित्र बलराम सूदन नहीं हो. तुम संदीपानी सूदन नहीं हो. तुम केशी सूदन हो. तुम डिमन को मारते हो और मुझे आप रिलेटिव्स से मरवा रहे हो. तुम कर सकते हो, तुमको रिएक्शन नहीं लगता, लेकिन मुझे क्यों मरवा रहे हो? मुझे आप मर्डर करवा रहे हो हमारे रिलेटिव्स का, और तुम तो कभी रिलेटिव्स का प्रोटेक्शन करते हो, तुम कभी किसी रिलेटिव को मारे नहीं, तुम तो डिमंस को मारे. तो इसलिए वो बोल रहे हैं कि केशी केशी सूदन और मधुसूदन. तो यहाँ पे अर्जुन जो है, ही इज फाइंडिंग ऑल कॉजेस ऑफ misfortune. So here some Prabhupada is giving the reason, that what is the reason Arjuna had this. Yes, bro, quickly read.
Due to his
Due,
impatience, due to his impatience, Arjuna was unable to stay on the battlefield and he was forgetting himself on account of this weakness of his mind. Excessive attachment for material things puts a man in such a bewildering conditions of existence. Bhayam ditya bhini veshata shat. Such a fearfulness and loss of mental equilibrium take place in persons who are too affected by material conditions. Arjuna envisioned only painful reverses in the battlefield. He would not be happy even by gaining victory over the foe.
Yeah. So now Arjuna is going to give different reasons that why he does not want to fight. I want to quit. So here Prabhupada is also saying, when a man sees only frustration in his expectations, सब जगह frustrated ही हो रहा है, तो क्वेश्चन पूछता है क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं, क्या काम का है सब कुछ. So he said everyone is interested in his own selfish enjoyment. No one is interested in the supreme self. सो अर्जुना जो है यहाँ पर अपना इग्नोरेंस दिखा रहा है कि अरे, अर्जुन का मेन टास्क है कृष्णा की इच्छा को पूरी करना, लेकिन अभी अर्जुन जो है सेल्फिश एंजॉयमेंट के बारे में सोच रहा है. अरे मेरा क्या फायदा होगा, सब लोग मर जाएंगे, मुझे क्या आनंद मिलेगा, एंड उनका भी नुकसान होगा. सो दैट्स व्हाई दिस अर्जुना इज डूइंग अ playing the role of being an ignorant person. So now in this verses, there are 5 reasons which will be shared by Arjun. So what are the 5 reasons again? So these are the 5 reasons. Now I'm showing you the 5 reasons, why Arjuna said, I don't want to fight. So first reason which Arjuna gives is from verse number 1.28 to 1.30 is compassion. He's feeling, अरे उन लोगों को मारना है, लेकिन इतने सारे लोग मारे जाएंगे, what is the use? इतने सारे लोग मरेंगे, मर्डर होंगे, मुझे उनके दया आ रहा है कितने सारे लोग मरने वाले हैं. दूसरा रीजन जो है अर्जुन देते हैं वो है एंजॉयमेंट का. बोलते हैं अगर मैं जीत भी लूँ, पूरे वर्ल्ड को जीत लूँ, पूरे एम्पायर को जीत लूँ, तो भी मेरा क्या फायदा होगा? किसको दिखाऊंगा मैं सपोज मुझे 10 करोड़ का जॉब भी लग गया, लेकिन मेरा कोई रिलेटिव ही नहीं है, तो मैं किसको पैसा दिखाऊं मेरा? तो देर इज नो यूज ओनली. सबको मार दूंगा तो व्हाट इज यूज ऑफ बिकमिंग अ राजा? ऐसा राजा जिसकी कोई प्रजा ही नहीं है, उसका क्या फायदा? तो अर्जुन बोले वाई टू फाइट. थर्ड ही सेड इतने लोगों को मारूंगा, तो इतने अच्छे अच्छे लोग हैं उसमें, मेरे गुरुज हैं, सब लोग हैं, पाप लगेगा मुझे. तो इस 1.36 टू 38 वो बोल रहा है फियर ऑफ सिंफुल रिएक्शंस, कितने लोगों को मारूंगा तो बहुत पाप लग जाएगा. बाद में बोलते ठीक है, इससे बहुत बड़ा प्रॉब्लम आने वाला है. कौन सा प्रॉब्लम आने वाला है? वो बोलता है कि फैमिली का ट्रेडिशन खराब होने वाला है, इतने सारे परंपराओं को मारोगे आप। तो जनरली वैदिक समय में ऐसा सभ्यता था कि एक जनरेशन दूसरे जनरेशन को सिखाएगा कि भक्ति कैसे करना, वर्शिप कैसे करना, डेमी गॉड की वर्शिप कैसे करना। अभी मैं जनरेशन इतने सारे जनरेशन को मार दूंगा, तो जो अगला जनरेशन जो आएगा, जनरेशन गैप आ जाएगा। उसको कौन पढ़ाएगा कि भक्ति करना है, यज्ञ करना है, चैरिटी देना है? कोई सिखाएगा नहीं। और वुमेन वुमेन जो है वो विधवा बन जाएगी। तो विधवा बन जाएगी तो अकेली हो जाएगी, और अकेली वुमेन हो जाएगी तो वर्ण संकर, मतलब उसको मैन एक्सप्लॉइट करेंगे, क्योंकि शी इज अलोन, सो शी मे गेट एक्सप्लॉइटेड। एंड व्हेन इफ शी इज एक्सप्लॉइटेड, then there will be unwanted population. So much unwanted population will come. And when there is increase in the unwanted population, then the entire world is chaos only. So Arjuna is giving 5 reasons, and one more reason he will give: I am confused. I don't want to fight. I'm totally confused. So indecision. So 5 reasons: compassion, enjoyment, fear of sinful reactions, destruction of family traditions, and indecision. So these are the 5 reasons Arjuna is going to give for not fighting. Hmm? So maybe 2-3 reasons will quickly complete because we are going at a very slow speed. So okay, we'll not read shloka now. Devotees, whoever have been allotted, you can just read translations, and wherever required, I'll ask you to pause.
I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsmen in this battle, nor I can, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness.
So now I'm going to give you the shloka. You have to tell me the which reason this is. So which reason this is based on the translation? This is which one? First reason, second reason, third reason, fourth reason. Which one?
Second, enjoyment.
हाँ, सेकंड रीजन एंजॉयमेंट। इससे क्या फायदा होगा जीत के? ओके, नेक्स्ट वन।
O Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, father-in-laws, grandsons, brothers-in-law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and and are standing before me. Why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? O maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange of the three worlds. Let alone this earth. What pleasure will what pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra?
Yes. Which reason again this is?
Fourth.
No.
Compassion.
Second Prabhuji, enjoyment ही आएगा इसमें.
या एंजॉयमेंट चल रहा है, एंजॉयमेंट चल रहा है बाद में, या सो ही सेड सब मर जाएंगे तो क्या फायदा होगा, लाइक दैट इज सेइंग. सो हियर प्रॉपर इज राइटिंग अ ब्यूटीफुल पर्पट. यस प्रभु, वेरी नाइस पर्पट, प्लीज रीड.
Arjun has addressed Lord Krishna as Govinda because Krishna is object of all pleasures for cows and the senses. By using this significant word, Arjun indicates that Krishna should understand what will satisfy Arjuna's senses. But Govinda is not meant for satisfying our senses. If we are try to satisfy the senses of Govinda, however, then automatically our senses are satisfied. Materially, uh, everyone wants to satisfy his senses, and he wants God to be the order supplier of for for such satisfaction. The Lord will satisfy the senses of the living entities as much as they deserve, but not to extend that they may covet. But when one takes the opposite way, namely when one tries to satisfy the senses of Govinda without desiring to satisfy one's own senses, then by the grace of Govinda, all desires of the living entities are satisfied. Arjuna's deep affection for community and family members is exhibited here partly due to his natural compassion for them. He is therefore not prepared to fight. Everyone wants to show his opulence to friends, relatives, but Arjuna fears that all his relatives and friends will be killed on the battlefield, and he will be unable to share his opulence after victory. There is a typical calculation of material life. The
Yes.
transcendental life,
This is the
however,
difference between material life and spiritual life. Material life means selfish enjoyment, spiritual life means selflessness. So, this is the difference. Transcendental life is different. We are eager to satisfy the senses of the Lord. And Lord in turn will automatically satisfy all our senses. But this is the way. Like we take prasadam, we only take Krishna prasad. But prasad also satisfies all our senses and all our desires. So this is spiritual life and material life. This is the different. So devotee is not concerned about what I will get. No, how I can give others. How can I give happiness to Krishna? That is what is transcendental life. So that is the meaning of word Govinda. Why Arjuna is using the word Govinda? That you are the satisfier of senses. I heard you give pleasure to the senses. But here Arjuna is telling, oh, that मुझे प्लेजर दीजिए मेरे सेंसेस को. आप मेरे सेंसेस के विपरीत क्यों बता रहे हो? ऐसा करो वैसा करो. नहीं. तो कृष्णा जब हम बोलते हैं सुबह उठो, हमको लगता है कि अरे हमें हमारे सेंसेस के विपरीत बोलते हैं. कृष्णा बोलते हैं महाप्रसाद खाओ तो अच्छा लगता है हमें. वाह 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 कितना अच्छा बोल रहे हैं. लेकिन जब कृष्णा के इंस्ट्रक्शंस हमारे सेंसेस के विपरीत होते हैं तो लगता है अरे ये पैलेटेबल इंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं है. सो यहाँ पे लेकिन हमें जानना चाहिए हमें भगवान के सेंसेस को सेटिस्फाई करना है. हमें अपने सेंसेस को सेटिस्फाई नहीं करना है. हम्म? आत्मेंद्रिय प्रीति वांछा तारे बोली काम. कृष्ण इंद्रिय प्रीति वांछा धरे प्रेम नाम. तो इसे भगवान की इंद्रिय को प्रसन्न करना उसी को कहते हैं प्रेम. और खुद के इंद्रिय को प्रसन्न करना उसको बोलते हैं काम. 36th. पापम एवाश्रयेत अस्मान् हतवैतान् आतताइनिः. Okay. Yes, bro.
Will overcome.
sin will over,
Translation. Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, Krishna, the husband of goddess of fortune? And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen?
Okay. Which reason? Which reason?
Fear of sinful
Sinful
reaction.
reaction.
He's fearful of sinful reaction. So, so there are, Prabhupada is writing here, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. सो एग्रेसर्स कौन कौन से? जिसने अगर पॉइजन खिलाया उसको आप मार सकते हो. जिसने घर को आग लगाया उसको भी अटैक कर सकते हो, उसको पनिशमेंट दे सकते हो. जिसने किडनैप किया वाइफ को. ऐसे 6 प्रकार के एग्रेसर्स जो हैं उनको तुरंत मारना चाहिए. और राजा अगर ऐसे लोगों को मारता है तो राजा को भी पाप नहीं लगता है इसका. बल्कि जिसको मारा गया है उसका भला होता है. क्योंकि नेक्स्ट लाइफ में उसका बहुत खतरनाक जीवन होने वाला है. तो जो अगर उसको ऐसा पनिशमेंट दिया जाए, उसको मार दिया जाए, उसका सारा जो अनवांटेड, नहीं तो अगले जन्म में वो एनिमल बॉडी में जाएगा. लेकिन अगर उसको मार दिया जाए तो अगले जन्म में उसको एनिमल बॉडी नहीं मिलेगा, अगले जन्म में उसको ह्यूमन बॉडी मिलेगा. तो शास्त्रों के अर्थशास्त्र और ये जो अलग अलग शास्त्र हैं उसके बताया गया है कि ऐसे 6 व्यक्तियों को आप मार दिया जाए तो कोई आतताई बोलते हैं उसको. आतताई. आतताई मतलब जो अटैकर्स है ऐसे लोगों को मार सकते हैं. उसको फांसी की सजा भी दी तो भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है क्योंकि उसने उतना खतरनाक पाप किया है. लेकिन तो अर्जुन को मारना, ऐसे लोगों को मारना, आप सोचो अर्जुन के साथ में सब कुछ हुआ है. अर्जुन और पांडवस के साथ में भीम को पॉइजन खिलाया गया. विषान् महाग्ने पुरुषाद दर्शनान् असत् सभाया वनवास कृच्छितम् मृढे मृधे अनेक महारथस्रतो द्रोणीयस्त्रताश्चास्म हरेभिरक्षिता. कुंती महारानी प्रेयर करती है कि हमारे बच्चों को पॉइजन खिलाया गया, हमारे घर को आग लगाया गया, देन हमारा पूरा प्रॉपर्टी छीन लिया गया, हमारे वाइफ को, हमारे बहू का अपमान किया गया. सब कुछ किया गया है. 6 के 6 इसमें से एक भी किया गया है तो आप पनिशमेंट दे सकते हो. लेकिन ये 6 के 6 हुए उनके साथ. तो भी अर्जुन बोल रहे हैं कि नहीं, मैं फाइट नहीं करूंगा. क्योंकि अर्जुन का जो कैरेक्टर है वो सेंटली कैरेक्टर है. लेकिन सेंटली कैरेक्टर क्षत्रिय को नहीं दिखाना है. तो देखो प्रभुपाद एग्जाम्पल लिखते हैं. राम राज्य, राम ने रावण को मारा. राम ने रावण को मारा, उसने गलत किया, राम ने रावण को मारा. And he gave sufficient lessons. Similarly, Arjuna should not give up the aggressors, becoming taking to a saintly life. This is wrong. Okay, so I'm not going to Acharya purports. We'll just 2 minutes more. I think I want to complete verse number till 40 translations at least, because then 6 verses only will remain, and then it will get over in next class. Hmm? Quickly read the translation, Prabhu.
Translation. O Janardana, although these men, their hearts overtaken by grief, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in these acts of sin?
Yeah, they are not fearful, but we should not be doing the same. We should know. Hmm? Okay, next.
Translation. With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion.
Yeah, suppose the grandfather and grandmother dies, then the sons and grandsons, they will not get Krishna bhakti, they will not even get rituals and nothing, and then they will just do sense gratification. So he said we are doing a big harm by destroying the family traditions like this. So he's telling what is use of doing all this. Yes, bro. 40.
Translation. When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of the womanhood, O descendant of Vrishni, comes unwanted progeny.
Yeah. So Varna Sankaras are going to come. So unwanted progeny is called as Varna Sankaraha. Varna Shankaraha. The child who is not produced out of dharma, and he was produced only out of sense gratification. The sex which is done only for enjoyment. Such children will give birth to a demons only. Sometimes now we find why being so many demons are being produced. Like sometimes a mother may tell or father may tell, किस शैतान ने हमारे परिवार में जन्म लिया है, किस शैतान ने हमारे घर में जन्म लिया है. होगा ना, शैतान जन्म लेगा ही. क्यों लेगा जन्म? तुमने कार्य ही ऐसा किया है, तो कार्य वैसा किया है तो शैतान जन्म लेगा. So it was not done in a dharmic way. So okay, 41 translation.
An increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish lives both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down because the performances for offering them food and water are entirely stopped.
तो सोचो कितना बड़ा नुकसान होने वाला है कि अगर वर्ण संकरा प्रोड्यूस होंगे, ये लोग फैमिली ट्रेडिशन फॉलो नहीं करेंगे, पिंडदान नहीं होगा, श्राद्ध नहीं होगा. पिंडदान श्राद्ध नहीं होगा तो जो दादाजी परदादाजी पितृलोक में फंसे हैं उनको क्या मिलेगा? पूरा साइकिल डिस्ट्रॉय कर रहे हैं हम. बोले इट इज़ नॉट दैट कि हम एक दो व्यक्ति को मार रहे हैं, पूरा जो प्रथा है उसको ही डिस्ट्रॉय करने वाला हूँ मैं. तो ये भी पिंड और वाटर का जो दान है वो नहीं मिलेगा. तो इसे इट्स अ बिग. सो प्रभुपाद यहाँ पे परपट में लिखते हैं कि हमारे बहुत सारे ऑब्लिगेशंस है माता पिता के प्रति, टीचर के प्रति, गुरु के प्रति, बहुत सारे ऑब्लिगेशंस है हमारे. लेकिन कृष्ण भक्त जो है, जिसने शेल्टर ऑफ मुकुंदा लिया है, मुकुंदा मुकुंदा मतलब मुक्ति देते हैं, तो हमें सबसे लिबरेशन देते हैं. सारे बंधनों से, सारे छुटकारों से हमको मुक्ति देने वाले वो है कृष्ण मुकुंदा. तो उसको इतना टेंशन लेने का काम नहीं है कि क्या होगा मेरे पिताजी, दादाजी, परदादाजी. जस्ट बाय टेकिंग टू भक्ति he has been freed from all kinds of obligations which are there. Otherwise, for an ordinary person, such obligations do exist. Okay, so I think by like this, he's giving the four multiple reasons that why I don't want to fight. So maybe in the next class, we'll just quickly go through this certain translations, and we'll also begin with second chapter. So we are almost over that 5 reasons he's speaking. So now DOUBT. So there is going to be a T. He is bewildered, and at last, there is going to be a like 46th verse is going to say about turning point. This is the turning point in life of Arjuna. कि वो पूरा कंफ्यूज हो गए हैं, रो रहे हैं, और अभी टर्निंग पॉइंट उनके जीवन में आने वाला है. तो अगले अगले चैप्टर से फिर भगवता कृष्णा बोलना चालू करेंगे. राइट. सो दिस इज द DOUBT. Okay, Prabhu. Any quick one question? Anyone has you feel that something was unclear? Then you can ask. Otherwise, we'll stop.
Prabhu, that the six aggressions that you mentioned about, so it is only to the administrators and rulers, or the kings, or for anyone, Prabhu? Like for with anyone if something happens like that. So he can kill. What dharma says, Prabhu, or Shastra says in that context?
Generally it is for Kshatriyas, but basically we have to take an action. Like as an ordinary citizen, suppose let's say somebody's wife is kidnapped, then that person is eligible for punishment. But he may not be killed by us directly. We have to hand it over to king, and king will give him suitable punishment. King will give him suitable punishment because it is we cannot take the charge. Like now also in country you see na, somebody commits even rape. You can even punish him and beat him, but you cannot kill him. Or you cannot even too much beat him also. You have to hand him over to police. And then police will make him tight. That is natural. For them it is no sin. They can make him super tight also. Because that is their dharma. So Kshatriya dharma. For us, it may not be dharma, but surely its action can be taken. Okay.
Yes, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. So, yes,
हरे
Prasad.
कृष्ण प्रभु जी। वो आ, दुर्योधन की बेटी थी ना शायद लक्ष्मणा। आप उधर बेटा लिखा है ना, सन।
एक दो थे प्रभु, एक लक्ष्मण ना था और एक लक्ष्मण था। लक्ष्मण भी था, लक्ष्मणा भी था। यानी वो लक्ष्मण है। लक्ष्मणा जो है शायद से लड़की थी
ओके,
दुर्योधन
हाँ
की, जिसके साथ में
हाँ,
हमारे किसने,
सांबा का।
सांबा, सांबा ने उनके पीछे किया था, लक्ष्मण और लक्ष्मणा दोनों।
ओके, हाँ।
अच्छा, so thank you very much, dear devotees. We'll begin maybe next week. Next week, 1 minute. Which day is coming? Wednesday?
31st.
Oh, no, 31st is Tuesday.
1st January.
1st January.
1st January, okay.
Little difficult for me. I'll just confirm you, update you, bro, because I'm traveling in a train. I don't know whether I'll reach before that time. So in case if it is not 1 and 2 is not possible, then I will make it 2 or 3. I'll just update Tejas Prabhu. If it is really difficult, then I'll make it 1. Otherwise, I'll try to stick to 1 and 2 only, because that is Bhakti Shastri, will not change much. But today I think Tejas Prabhu, very few devotees joined. The reason some devotees missed today.
Yes, Prabhuji, few devotees are not there. I will ask and let you know.
Yeah, I think GGD voice also may some devotees missed. Na, Vijay Prabhu? GGD voice, some devotees have missed. No.
Yes, Prabhuji. Mostly devotees went home yesterday.
Okay. No, about Ravi Prabhu and Vivek Prabhu and Ravi Prabhu, all of them. Yeah. ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च सिंधुभ्यः पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय।